And we're filming. And we're in 3, 2, 1. Let me not. It's like
I know.
You see the world to me and be so wonderful. Okay, let's get serious. Hey guys, welcome to our very first episode of In Good Company. First of all, I want to say I'm so incredibly excited to be here with my very good friend Truk. Hi. I love this for us. We've been talking about starting a podcast. I feel like everybody's been starting.
Like, we're beginning a new journey here.
No, literally. And actually, that ties in perfectly with our theme today. We are going to be talking about really spring, new opportunities, new beginnings, and the good that can come from it. Okay.
Anyways, sit back,
Relax, because you're in good company.
Woo!
Oh my goodness. So, as I said before, I'm your host, Alexis.
And I'm your co-host, Truk.
And in this episode, we're just talking about new beginnings. What can come of taking risks and the good that can come from when you push yourself out of your comfort zone. Right, so one of the first things I kind of wanted to just discuss is basically, Truk, have you had any new opportunities or any risks that you've taken recently that you're like, this was a really good choice for me. I'm happy I did this.
Girl, I don't even know what risk I have taken recently. Like, what counts as a risk for you? Can I bounce that back?
Okay, I think something as simple as approaching someone who makes me, like, nervous is a risk. Just because it's not something I would have usually done in the past. So that, to me, is a risk because rejection, right?
Okay, wait. If that is your version of risk, then yes, I have taken a risk.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, so I grew up shy. Like, girl, I
Me
didn't
too.
talk to anybody.
Me too.
But I have been trying to get out more and like say hi to people, smile and interact with people. And like, I know this shouldn't be a risk, but I'm just like, social fear.
You know what? No,
rejection.
that's completely valid because social anxiety is a real thing, and I think a lot of us have it or just.
Anyways, I think I'm getting better at it because today, you know, just overall feel and like we're both in our school's all newspaper.
Yes, we are. Shout out.
Shout out. And like there was a lot of new people today, and I like went up to people and I was talking to them, saying hi.
That's amazing.
And you know, I know their names and everything, and like I've been practicing going up to people that I don't know very well and like just engaging with them. I think my next step is like having a minute-long conversation because right now it's just like,
it's like
hi,
brief. Yeah,
like, how you doing? It's good. And then that's it.
You know what? I think that's really funny though because we actually met at the start of term.
Yes.
And you weren't giving me like nervous energy.
Oh, I'm glad.
No, you weren't. Like, I thought you were like really cool. I was like, oh yeah, like she seems cool. She seems nice. You're doing good. You're doing better. Because honestly, I was the same way growing up, and I feel like it's really college that's kind of pushed me out of my comfort zone. But also, I'm surrounded by really nice people. I'm gonna be honest. It's actually, I feel like it's a lot easier for me to step out of my comfort zone because of the people I'm around.
Oh my gosh, our friends that we're talking to right now, everybody's just very energetic and like very opening, and it's
like,
been
shout
really
out to you guys. Shout out to you.
out.
Like, I love you guys for real. But yeah, I think small things can be risks, genuinely. But like, I guess on a bigger spectrum of risks, I auditioned for our school's play, and I got the part, guys. I got the part. Actually, it's wrapped up now, but that was a risk within itself because I hadn't auditioned for a show since senior year, right?
Okay, so it's been 2 years.
It's been a minute.
Wow.
Truly a minute. And I was just like, I'm just gonna go for it. If I don't get it, I'm not gonna, you know, beat myself over it.
And then she got the part, and she ate her part up too.
I did, guys.
She ate that part up too.
And I like to say the opportunities that have like arise from doing this, the people I've gotten to meet, the social circle I'm surrounded by just because I did this show, I feel so blessed. Like, I honestly, there's a lot of opportunities that are coming from it that I don't know if we can speak on yet because they haven't officially happened.
We're gonna keep that.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it on the low, but we can update you guys. But I'm just saying, this is like, wow, if I had never done this, this would have never happened.
I'm so excited for like the things that you have.
Yeah, she knows. She knows what's coming. But overall, I feel like recently life has taught me take those risks. Obviously, there's always going to be things that maybe think about, take a step back, examine the whole situation, because I will say, I feel like sometimes I get myself into situations that I shouldn't be in simply because I'm like, just go for it. I'm trying to like, you have to know when.
Intentional with your risk.
Precisely.
Yeah.
You have to know when is the right time to actually go for something.
Oh my gosh, can I like vent about something?
Yeah, spill.
Okay, so I've been working at this job,
Mhm.
office job, 2 years now. It's my second year working.
Yes.
And I am like kind of getting burnt out, and I don't know whether it's time to quit or not.
You already know my opinion.
Yeah, I do.
Is to like it's once you spend a lot of time somewhere, I think you've taken everything you can. Like you've
But
absorbed
here's
all.
the thing, I haven't, because right now I'm training for a new position within this company.
But also, if you feel like it's the time to leave, maybe you should.
True.
I do think maybe weigh the pros and cons. I'm a list person,
Okay.
and I will like write out. I just sometimes I need to be like really factual about something, and I'll be like, okay, reasons I should stay, reasons I should go. What are the benefits that could come from me leaving now versus
leaving later?
Right.
Yeah, because I feel like I didn't do the setup yet. I haven't set myself up for success for when I do leave, which is probably
that's
why.
Key though.
Which is probably why I'm still here.
Right. You feel like uneasy
but the issue is I'm not doing anything.
You're like
to set myself up. So really,
it's taking the steps.
I'm in the stagnant place right now. So
okay, but been there. I was there for a long time. I feel like that is just a space that you can just fall into. First of all, at any age, but especially like around the college age.
Yeah, because people are expecting you to pick a path, and there are infinite paths.
So many.
It's insane.
I was literally meeting with my freaking academic advisor today, and I'm like, I'm just trying to figure things out, honestly.
Yeah.
But that is so real. I think we put way too much pressure on ourselves. First of all, at least I'm gonna speak up for myself.
Okay.
I put too much pressure on myself.
Bro, no, you're valid.
To
Me
always
too.
just always have a plan and know what comes next.
Yeah. I just like, oh yeah, this is gonna happen and this is gonna happen, and you're like, that's not actually.
But I found the more I did that, I was limiting myself from further, like, future opportunities because I was so set on a certain plan that I didn't even fully explore everything that I could have done. Like, I know when I got right out of high school, I was dead set on attending a certain school. Right. And when I didn't get in, I was like, whoa, now what? Because I was so set on this one plan, this one path.
Right.
But now I'm here and I'm loving it. And I'm like, this is not something that I necessarily thought was in the cards. But
she's here. She's starting a new podcast.
Right, like it worked out. I know that's right.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is, I think planning is good, but sometimes just vibes. Like
vibes.
Honestly,
yeah,
vibes. Like just vibes. But okay, no, Truk, I have another question for you. Have you ever taken a risk and regretted it? I think that's something that, yeah, people don't like to think about the risk they take and then regret.
Okay. Let's see. So, I don't know if this is like old news because this was back in high school, but it was literally just like last year for me. But I was really big into this club at my school, the Asian Student Association, and my principal actually banned all club activities.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, except sports, and I'm still salty about that.
Wow. Do you know why? Can you say?
Because it was COVID precautions.
Oh, but not sports.
But not sports, and they took their mask off during practice because they were like, oh, I need to breathe because it's sports.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. Anyway, so we put a ban on all clubs. Wow. And I never regret not following his instructions and holding underground meetings. I never regret that.
Not you being like a whole secret.
Yeah.
Okay, go
I did that for multiple things too.
Love that
look,
video.
I just did not agree with his mindset, so I just gotta do my own thing because community is important, and that's what I'm here for. But anyways, the one thing I did regret was like putting like so much expectation on myself to keep going with this club.
Yes.
And then not planning accordingly for our last ever meeting because we got busted.
No way.
We got fucking busted, bruh. So.
Good grief.
Yeah, so we got permission from one of the teachers to use their classrooms. And, like, this was near the end of the school year, you know, last meeting that I'm hosting. And, you know, there was rumors going around saying the principal is like, yeah, the ban has lifted, clubs can meet. And it was true, but not...
Not for all clubs?
Not... It was true to an extent.
Got it.
Right, so I'm hosting this meeting. And there's food here. We're cooking ramen in the back.
No way.
We're hosting a spicy ramen competition.
You're wild.
We're cooking ramen in the back. And I'm in the front and I'm just doing a little presentation on like chopsticks and like how different cultures in Asia uses them and some don't use all chopsticks and all that jazz. And then this random teacher barges into our classroom and she's like, what is all this? Who are you with? Like, who's supervising you? And here's the thing. I didn't have a supervisor.
You're actually...
Because I was just doing shit on my own, you know what I mean?
Okay, honestly, I'm surprised it took you so long to get busted because...
Oh yeah, no, I'm surprised it took us until the last meeting to get busted.
Honestly shocked.
Like, I got sent a couple emails throughout the school year, but they didn't actually do anything, so that didn't scare me, and I kept going.
You're bolder than me. That would have terrified me. I would have been like, guys, we gotta stop. We gotta stop. They're on to us.
No, because I did not agree with his mindset, and I had to do what I had to do anyways.
Oh, actually, I think that kind of says something really interesting. I'm talking about myself. So, when you are in a situation that you simply don't agree with, but you're kind of, I don't know, maybe you're being told, like, this is how things are, this is how things are. I don't know. I think when I was younger, I definitely would have been the type of person who just accepted defeat. And
me too.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. It's like, even if I don't personally agree with what you're saying, you're like the authority. So I'm like, I have to listen. But I think as you get older and you kind of have your own set of, like, views and values, you push them a lot harder. Though I'm not going to lie, maybe kids younger than us, bolder than us, you would be doing that way before us.
Yeah.
But just on a personal level, I think...
Just like an us thing, we were pretty mellow when we were younger.
Timid, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
That's who I was.
Bro, I did not speak up in class.
Really? You know what? I would be speaking up like crazy in English class. Because I'd be like, I know the answers. Math class?
I was quiet everywhere. There was no class that I spoke up on.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to hear about like previous versions of us that we never met.
Yeah.
Because we're so different.
We met when we both have done some internal work.
Yes, actually, I think we met at the perfect time.
Yes.
Because we're in a place where we're very similar, but we can also relate on many levels.
We grew as people before meeting each other, and I think that's healthy.
I think it's also a really beautiful thing when you can acknowledge your growth and also see where you've changed.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, this is dope for me, actually.
But just to wrap up my story, he barged in and he was like, "What are you all doing? Who's in charge?" And I was like, "Me, hi." And I was like, "What do you need?" And he's like, "Da da 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 da." And then I was like, "Okay." And then I brought everybody to the outside, and we did our ramen competition outside.
Okay, but you finished it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was really messy, and I regret how messy it was, but it was fun.
Do you mean messy like where the ramen was messy, or with like the situation was messy?
The situation was messy, but we managed to organize people. Look, I had a backup plan. We had picnic blankets ready, so.
Period.
I ate that up, but like I regret it because I personally found that it was a very defeating moment for me for that last big meeting to be like that,
yeah,
and
I could
for
really
everybody
see
to
that.
witness it.
I could really see that.
I feel like I would take that risk again, though. I regret it, but I'll take it again.
I would take the risk in a different way.
You learn.
Yeah.
You learn.
Yes.
You learn.
Yes. One thing about life is I feel like if I go through something, I'm like, dang, I do regret how that panned out, but I'm gonna learn from it. That's something.
That's all you
right?
can do.
That's something.
Yeah.
Or if like, God forbid, like something embarrassing happens, I'm like, let me just roll with the punches. Like, this is life. I'm just gonna accept it. This is what happened.
Like, if everything comes easy to you, that's not living. Like, what are you doing?
I feel like then you're kind of living in like a bubble.
Yeah.
In a sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm calling out myself, actually.
Oh.
No, my previous, like, who I used to be when I was, like, maybe, like, okay, because when I was in high school, like...
You didn't do much?
It's not that I didn't do much, but I was very, like, set on staying in my circle of comfort. I didn't really want to expand beyond it. I'm like, this is what I'm comfortable doing, so this is what I'm going to, like, stick with. And then college, I was like, whoa, I want to start doing more things. I felt like I was also at an age where I felt comfortable doing more things, right? Because when I was, like, a kid, and I say kid, like, 14, 15, 16, like...
Which I think is a kid.
I think it's a kid, too.
I think they're kids.
Also, COVID, like, when I was...
I have lots of comments. That's going to be our next COVID.
Yeah. Oh, we have
lots. That's
going
to be our next podcast topic, because I have so much shit to talk about.
I actually, just talking about that very, very briefly, I wanted to say, I was speaking about this with my mom the other day, funny enough, and I said, Mom, it was so weird to go from, like, what, 16 to all of a sudden I'm in college, I'm 18, I need to know how to do this, and that, and I'm like, I didn't get to experience, like, my last teenagehood. I feel like I got cheated out. And what did that do to, like, my generation as a whole?
How did our brains form?
Literally.
So interested in the neurology of all of this.
Seriously.
Guys.
We're not gonna unpack this today, but just as a little taste of what's coming.
A little tidbit, you know?
A little taste of what's coming. But, yeah, actually, wrapping up this episode, I need to ask you, what's your next risk?
Oh my gosh. I think my next risk is quitting my job.
Honestly, I'm so here for that.
Look,
if you feel ready.
If I feel ready. Okay, here's what I have in mind. It's what is it right now? It's April right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna work this summer because, you know, summer money is
Right.
real good. Summer money.
I know that's right.
Summer money is real good.
I know that's
but
right.
I'm gonna be setting up my portfolio and doing these things. I think I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna quit either at the end of fall semester or like end, mid, beginning fall semester.
Okay, and I
So
support
this
it.
this year.
I freaking support it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what's my next grist. I think just being a bit bolder and really going after what I want. I feel
What do
like
you want right now?
I'm not gonna say too much, but
Oh, is it that thing?
Stop.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say too much, but I found that sometimes
She has a goal, guys.
Stop it. When I am in a situation where I feel like I'm in competition, sometimes I will back myself out because I don't want to be in a situation where I gave it my all and I still lost. That to myself, it hurts my ego. It hurts just who I am as a person. I feel like it's probably like an insecurity thing. Like real talk. Like we're gonna get real talk. So I would just personally back out because it's like I feel like if someone has to choose, or I'm in a situation where it's not a guaranteed win, I don't want to even participate at times. And it's not for everything, but certain situations I'll just be like, you know, I'm good.
Yeah.
And I just want to be bolder. I'm like, if I want it, I'm going for it.
Oh yeah.
I know that's
fully
right.
support that.
Like
Woo!
at this point, guys, you don't know this. I'm about to be 20. I'm going for it.
Yes,
like,
please.
I know that's right.
I'll be in the background row. You know me cheering you on.
And also having like, I love that. I think also having like a good support team just makes you like they can pick you up when you fall down and hype you up when in your moments, and that's a key thing to have.
Oh, guys, it's so important to have a support group.
It's so important.
And also multiple support groups.
I agree.
You cannot depend on one.
No, for sure.
You need multiple things in your life.
And that's unfair to the person.
I agree.
Or the one group to have to, you know,
To
be doing all the work.
Also, I feel like if you start becoming like a responsibility for the group, and that's why you gotta spread things out.
Exactly.
Balance the world.
Oh my goodness,
Girl, that's another podcast.
Right.
Right.
I know that's right. I was learning about this the other day and how there's like, I think maybe you spoke about this or my mom or somebody, multiple circles.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
You were talking about, but my mom was too, and how you have to have like basically your safe space, your just like different relationships and how the people fit into it. And having that space and having those people is key. It's key to having an enjoyable life.
And also recognizing like I don't want to sound like selfish, but you have to recognize what these groups provide for you.
Precisely.
And do you want this stuff that they're providing?
Precisely.
You know, are they providing a safe space?
Exactly.
You want that? Go in. Are they providing fun and opportunity?
I think that's so key. And once you understand that about yourself, it takes self-work too.
It does.
It takes self-work.
You cannot just be draining people. You have to be offering shit too.
Honestly, no matter where you are in your life, I think everyone should just be in therapy if they can, because it's very helpful for self-work. Truly.
Yeah.
Truly. Like, it helps you just be a better person.
Your patterns too.
Exactly. Taking accountability for your own actions, because sometimes I don't want to admit that am I the villain? I think I'm the villain.
Is this drama about us?
Let's not. No. But what I'm trying to say, basically at the end of the day, knowing yourself is really key to then you're able to put your best foot forward. You're able to fully step into these opportunities, because sometimes, generally, I wasn't in the mindset to take advantage of the opportunities around me. I just wasn't there.
Girl, I think I'm in that area right now.
It sucks, and I don't know how to get out of it. I just kind of like...
You just did.
I feel
like it's a shift. You have to put yourself in new spaces for that shift.
You know what? I think new spaces actually is what did it for me. New spaces, different people you're surrounded by, do different things. Switch up your routine.
Out of school?
You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't leave me. No, but at the end of the day, do what's best for you, but tear.
Girl, don't worry about it.
No, because sometimes you do have to take a step back. Yeah. Truly, you just have to take a step back. That's why summer's coming.
Summer is coming.
Trust, we will be having a hot girl summer.
Oh, yes.
But guys, let's really wrap it up, because we just be talking. So we're doing a little segment where, for me, I'm going to be doing a song recommendation, like whatever artist I'm really feeling or what song I feel like fits the vibe of the podcast. And while this song doesn't really fit the vibe of this episode, I have re-listened to this song I loved back in high school. It's called Love Affair by Umi. UMI, and I think you guys should just check out the work, check out the song. It's definitely a vibe. And on to you, True, because you have your own little segment.
So my little segment is about what I learned on TikTok this week. So I just looked through my little save thing, And I think this kind of wraps a little bit into what we talked about today about risk, but it's about burnout.
I love to do an episode on that.
Which is a very loose connection, but, you know, still connection nonetheless.
Right.
The first sign of burnout is not physical, is not, like, you lashing out at others.
Is it mental?
It's actually your mental state.
I knew it.
Are you starting to resent people? That's the first step.
Wow.
Are people, like, requesting small favors and you're like, oh, why don't you do it yourself? That's that first thing, when you start resenting others, when you don't want to put your best foot forward, is that is your first sign of burnout. It's not, oh, I'm exhausted, oh, like, I physically cannot do this, and oh, I'm, like, yelling at people. No, like, the first step is all in your head.
That's key.
So, that's what I learned on TikTok this week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, shout out TikTok.
Shout out TikTok.
And while we're shouting people out, shout out Mr. Bobby!
Ooh, shout out Mr. Bobby and the Humanities Department!
Thank you so much for listening, guys. Thank you so much. Honestly, second shout out, because thank you so much, Mr. Bobby. You really be helping us out.
Truly.
And thank you so much for listening to our very first episode. I can't wait to hear you. I can't wait to have you guys come back and see what else we talk about.
Yeah, anyways, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye!